You think you're different. Not in a loud way, not in an obvious way, but deep down there's a quiet belief that you are not like most people, that you see things differently, that you understand more, that you are somehow meant for more. And here's the uncomfortable truth psychology has been studying for decades. Almost everyone feels this way. There's a well-documented cognitive bias called illusory superiority. It means people tend to overestimate their abilities, their intelligence, and even their uniqueness compared to others. Most people don't think they are average. They think they are above average. And logically, that cannot be true for everyone. So what's actually happening? Your brain is not trying to deceive you out of cruelty. It's trying to protect your identity, because believing you are just average is psychologically uncomfortable. It feels like loss. So the mind builds a story where you are slightly different, slightly more aware, slightly more capable than the crowd. Not because it's true, but because it feels better. But this is where things get interesting. There are two types of people who feel special. The first type is driven by illusion. They believe thinking differently automatically makes them superior. They consume ideas, opinions, content, and slowly build a self-image that is disconnected from action. They say things like, "I just see things others don't. I don't think like most people. I'm not meant for normal life." But when you look closely, there is often very little evidence in their actual behavior. The second type is different. They don't think they are special. They become different through behavior. They work when others stop. They learn when others scroll. They repeat when others quit. Their difference is not an identity, it's a result. Now here's the psychological twist. Your brain doesn't care what is true. It cares what you repeat. If you repeatedly act like someone who is different, your identity slowly adjusts to match your behavior. But if you only believe you are different, without action, your brain still rewards you emotionally, even without results. That's why many people feel confident in their potential, but unchanged in their reality. There is another concept that explains this even deeper: the identity gap. The bigger the gap between who you believe you are and what your actions actually show, the more internal tension you feel. Some people resolve this tension by changing behavior. Others resolve it by strengthening the illusion. And in today's world, social media makes that illusion very easy to maintain. You can watch motivational content. You can identify with high-performance ideas. You can feel like you understand life more than others. But understanding is not transformation. Insight without action is just entertainment. So here's the real question. Are you actually different, or do you just like the feeling of believing you are? Because psychology suggests something very simple. People don't rise because they think differently. They rise because they act differently, repeatedly, under pressure, when no one is watching. Now I want you to pause for a moment, not to judge yourself, but to observe honestly. What part of your identity is backed by action, and what part only exists in thought? Because the truth is uncomfortable, but clear. You are not defined by what you believe about yourself. You are defined by what you repeatedly do when it's hard. And here's the final idea. The moment you stop asking, "Am I special?" and start asking, "What do I need to do today?" your life begins to change in a measurable way. Not instantly, not emotionally, but structurally. So tell me something honestly. Do you think you're different, or are you willing to become different through action? Write it in the comments.